Hello and welcome to another Nikke video. Sensor Tower has released the mobile sales data for the month of August 2024, and I'll be discussing it. Please leave a like and a sub, and I hope you enjoy the video. Alright, so here is pretty much all the mobile sales data for pretty much every game that came out for, currently right now. But either way, since it's mostly going to be about a Nikke video, I'm going to be talking about that. And right now, currently for Nikke here, it went down just a little tiny bit. I know right now with Nikke, Evangelion is going right now with the collab that they're having. So I would think that it would be a little bit higher, but maybe Evangelion isn't as catching as an IP as they once thought. Since I think the last time that they actually got a lot in sales was basically the Nier collab. But if not, I mean, maybe there's other stuff in there too. We'll take a little bit more look in just a second. Before I move on to like a little bit more in-depth data, I just want to talk a little bit more about this sales data here. And just so you know, there's full disclosure here. Actually, for these numbers, for anything that has to be regarding China, it's basically an estimate as at most. For example, if I put like 5x here, you're going to notice the numbers, go up extremely high. But let me just go ahead and put it at the default of 1.75% multiplier there. Yeah, since unfortunately China doesn't actually release their numbers. So yeah, it's a guesstimate at most. So for any numbers you see in China, yeah, it might be there, might not. Either way, I'm pretty sure they're doing pretty well. All right, let's just go ahead and talk about everything here, which, pretty much you always see Love and Deep Space almost always at the top there. But if not, we actually do have FGO here, went from 9 million to 28 million. That is a significant increase. Not only that as well, AFK Journey as well went from 5 to 25 million there. We have Monster Strike going a little bit higher, but still doing extremely well from 23 million to 24 million there. And even DBZ Dokkan Battle just went a little bit, pretty much did the flip of Monster Strike there, going from 24 to 23. Genshin Global going from 18 to 21. Honkai there going from 22 to 20. I mean, just a little small decrease. And then also for the other regions too, it was pretty much almost similar, like Honkai and Genshin. They're both 19.3 million respectively there. Zenless Zero for China, wow, it took a significant decrease there. It went from 68 to 16. I wonder what happened there. I already talked about Nikke, went down just a little tiny bit, 17 to 16. The Uma Muzi, pretty derby, the horse racing girl thing. I think it's coming to global soon, I believe. It went from 13 to 15 million there. Zenless Zero here, going for global, went from 31 to 15 million. Wow. Wow, that even went down pretty significantly as well. All right, now we're looking at Summoner War, 7 to 12 million. Puzzle and Dragon, 9 to 12. One Piece Bounty Rush, 4.6 to 12 million. Nice. The Idol Master here is taking a little dip, 13 to 11 million there. Solo Leveling just going a little dip as well from 12 to 11 million. A lot of games just took a little small dip. Unfortunately for Dragon Ball Legend, that was not the case. It went from 15 to 8 million there. Wuthering Waves as well went from 13 to 8. 11 Deep Space went from 5 to 7. Miku Colorful Stage pretty much stayed the same, 6. And Ensemble Stars went from 5 to 6. A small increase there too. Wuthering Waves here for China went from 16.5 to 5.5 there. Blue Archive from Japan going from 10 and 5 million. Arc Knights going a little increase, 3 to 5. Dokkan Battle for Japan when wow, it took a significant decrease from 10 to 4.8 million. Heaven Burns Red just took a little decrease at 5 there, 5 to 4. Sword of Convaleria there, just barely a brand new game, 4 million. Wow, very respectable, very nice amount. Hopefully it keeps basically staying the same or increasing as time goes on. Memento Mori goes from 3 to 4 million there. Japan as well pretty much did the same. Wow, very good. The Fire Emblem Heroes pretty much stayed the same at 4 million. One Piece Treasure Cruise 1.3 to 3.9. Blue Archive did a very small increase, but that's still good. 3 million to 3.8 for global. Pokemon Masters 1.2 to 3 million. Epic 7, wow, they took a beating there, 7 to 3 million. Princess Connect Redive almost did double there, 1.9 to 3 million. One Piece Bounty Rush also for global did 1.3 to 3 million. FGO for global took a significant decrease, 10 million to 3 million there. Snowbreak here for China, wow, took a little decrease there. Well, I'll say a little bit more than little, 8.2 to 2.7 there. Reverse pretty much stayed the same for China. Arc Knights did 1.1 to 2.7. Battle Cats pretty much stayed the same, almost stayed the same, 2.6 to 2.7. 11 Deep Space for Japan there, 1.4 to 2.6. Jujutsu Kaisen stayed the same, 2.6. Nice. Also Blue Lock Project as well, 2.5 million there. Cookie Run, just a little small decrease of 1 million from 3 to 2. Let me keep going down a little bit more here for the 7 Deadly Sins. Grand Cross went down a little bit, just 2 to 1.9. FK Arena 2 to 1.9 for both for global there. Azure Lane for Japan there went from 1 to 1.5 million there. Bleach of Brave Souls pretty much stayed the same, 1.5 million. Azure Lane Global went a little small increase, 1.1 to 1.4. And then for here, we have a lot of the China here for AFK Arena, 1.3, pretty much stayed the same there. Persona 5 took a little decrease as well, 1.6 to 1.3. Path of Nowhere, a little small decrease, 1.9 to 1.3. Punish Grey Raven to 2.4 to 1.3. Let me keep going down a little bit more here. Dragon Ball Legends took a pretty big decrease there, 4.8 to 1.3. Tower of God, little small increase, 1.1 to 1.3. Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis took a little small decrease, 1.4 to 1.3. Seven Deadly Sins, 2.4 to 1.3, small decrease. Brown Dust, 1.8 to 1.2, not bad, a little small decrease. Outer Plane, a little bit increase there to make it to a million there, a little bit, 1.1. Let's see, Snowbreak Global here went from 1.4 to 1.1 million. I mean, that's still good, but it's just a little small decrease there, nothing bad. Bang Dream there was pretty much stay the same. Mobile Suit, a Gundam, little increase there from 8 to 1 million there. Grand Summoner 6 to 1 million. Another Eden 8 to 900,000. Battle Cats 800,000, 900,000. Yeah, a lot of these are just very small increases. Just, or if not, either small increases or pretty much staying the same. Yeah, a lot of it still hasn't really changed them. I mean, this game went from 300,000 to 800,000 there. Break My Case, Octopath Traveler, Dolphin Wave. Just did little small decreases there, not too much. Black Clover here went from 700,000 600,000. Reverse 1999 Global went from 400,000 to 600,000 there. Epic 7 went like a little bit more than half there, 1.9 to 550,000 for China. Tower of Fantasy stayed the same, 550,000. Aether Gazer here took a little small decrease, 825 to 550,000 there. Limbus Company pretty much stayed the same, 500,000. Astra took a little beat, 800,000 500,000 there. World Division Final Fantasy pretty much small increase by 100,000 there, 4 to 500,000. Let me keep going down a little bit more. Where we have Path to Nowhere stay the same, 400,000. Reverse for Japan went up a little bit, 200,000 400,000 there. Eversoul pretty much staying around the same, 300,000 for Japan. Global just went down a little bit to 300,000 400,000 there. And all Honkai Impact there. You went from 500,000 300,000. Yeah, a lot of these from now on will just be a little small increases and decreases. So I'm just going to keep moving down a little bit because it's just very small increases and decreases. Not too much to write home about. But luckily they're still doing good. I mean, any increase is always good. You know, you want to pretty much increase there. And I guess there's some new games here. There's the Cat Fantasy there being at 150,000 and ReZero, which Resurrection there being at 120,000 for Japan, the other one being for global there. Let me just keep going down here. Here for Japan for China as well, 82,000 there. I guess didn't do so well in the Chinese region. Keep going down, and yeah, so those just small, either decreases, increases, or staying the same. Obviously, Artery Gear has bit the dust, so yeah, they're pretty much gone there. Some of these I think are going to be close to being there very soon. And yeah, just like how I mentioned earlier, this is going to be mostly regarding Nikke here. I just want to go mention these honorable mentions here, so we can talk a little bit more about what happened in Nikke and this month and also the previous month, which we'll see right now. And here it is. So this is actually the last 4 months that just basically came out in the game, where the highest, basically the highest for these 4 months are going to be in May here, which was a little bit continuation of the 1/2 anniversary, since basically Crown went from April to May. That's why you see her here as well, which a majority of it was in April. That's why you see for the month of May, the sales being a little bit higher, because pretty much everybody either pulls it at the beginning of the banner or towards the end of the banner, since, as soon as people realize how good the character is, they go for more pulls until they leave. Since pretty much whenever the feature banners are present, that is the best time to get the unit, because not only do you have an increased chance to get the units, you could also use the golden ticket to go ahead and get more of those units whenever you want to. And I think also as well, Bunny Soda might have had a hand on it, since her design was really fantastic. And yeah, also as well for the month of July here, obviously we had a lot of the summer units here. And all of that as well, Ein was present as well. That's when she was released too. Ein was a very strong unit, and all of that. Also, these summer units are very good as well. I mean, not as good as Ein, I think, but I mean, they do have their place, and they're actually very competent units as well. And obviously right now we do have the Evangelion collab going on right now in the month of August, and also it's going to be rolling over for the month of September as well, since everything pretty much ends on September 19th. So a lot of this will roll over, but seeing how for the month of August here, I think a lot of people were pretty much wondering how the units were going to be faring in the overall game, since a majority of the collab units, you know, a majority of them aren't really that good. I mean, some of them are really amazing, but a majority of them aren't that good. So I know a lot of players, you know, are holding back on how much they want to pull for them. Not only that, some of them are waiting for specific units. Since Mari's going to be coming out very, very soon, and I know some people actually want to pull, you know, only for their specific units in this IP here. So there are some Mari fans out there, and that's all they're waiting for, just for Mari to come out. But also as well, you know, not everybody likes this IP as well. So there's that too. I think Shift Up thought Evangelion was more popular than I guess they themselves thought it was. I know that Evangelion has been in a lot of IPs, man. I mean, they've been doing so many collabs. I mean, I don't even know how many they are. I'm pretty sure it's like there's a ton of them. I mean, I've seen them in almost every game. So I think other players as well maybe are tired of seeing Evangelion as well. I mean, you know, I understand, like, you know, putting them as much as possible is always a good thing, but I think they might have just like been tired of the units and just want to see them as well. That's another possibility too. And all of that as well too, it could be another possibility for it not being that well, is depending on how the units are designed. I know, like, for example, Nikke, they pretty much Nikke-fied them. Yeah, I know they enhanced their assets quite a bit. And for some reason, A2 has like the thickest thigh in the entire game. Yeah, nobody beats A2. But yeah, so I think that's another thing too. So I think they wanted like maybe some sort of enhancements to the unit and all of that as well. Maybe some of the costumes they decided to pick, maybe that wasn't something that the players wanted. I know the costume gacha for Asuka, in my opinion, I thought it could have been better. I mean, I'm not a huge Evangelion fan. I enjoy it. I'm not the hugest Evangelion fan, but I thought the costume gacha could have been something very, very different for Asuka. But of course, you know, it's whatever. You know, I guess they put whatever they thought, you know, would be good. But, you know, I guess the players, by the sales here, by looking at this one, obviously, since it's only mobile sales data, obviously, you know, I guess they didn't anticipate, you know, not a lot of people, I guess, enjoying the collab right here. But either way, let's just go ahead and take a look at the lifetime mobile sales data here. And here is the mobile lifetime sales data of the entire game. Yeah, man, it's going to be almost 2 years. I can't believe it, since we just basically started playing the game. All right, so obviously the game started way back here in November, and yeah, the game did very, very well. It dropped down a little bit. It wasn't until here in January. This is when Modernia first came out. This is for the New Year banner. So yeah, this is when the game barely came out. A lot of people pulled for it. I mean, she's still a good unit even today. It dropped down a little bit, and this is when we actually had the Chainsaw Man collab right in February. But also as well, please note, in February, that's when basically the PC version of Nikke came out. So basically a PC client did come out. So now the sales data for this got a little skewed, because now the only way we could really find out that information is from Shipped Up themselves. And unfortunately, they don't always release that information. Usually whenever it's the big milestones, or they'll like casually mention it every now and then. Once February rolled around, yeah, it just became difficult to see like the full picture from then on. And then after February, it wasn't here until April. That's when we had the half anniversary. This is when Dorothy came out. And not only that as well, we actually had Alice around that time too. So we had two very, very good units, where pretty much Alice is the only regular unit to receive her own banner. Yeah, no other regular unit from the Day 1 days has had their own banner besides Alice. And then after that, unfortunately, it kept going down and down. And unfortunately, even Blanc and Noir could not stop this tumble. It wasn't until we finally had the summer event, and we had Summer Mary, Summer Neon, Summer Anise, and Summer Helm. Yeah, that's when it saved us over here, is when the summer started. It wasn't here until pretty much Summer Anise and Summer Helm came out over here in August. And wasn't right here until September, when the Nier collab finally came out. And yeah, a lot of people liked that event. Not only the event, but also the characters as well. They looked very amazing. It dropped down a little bit. It wasn't here until November, when the 1 year anniversary finally came out, and this is when we had Red Hood, another fantastic unit that is still very useful today. And then it dropped down a little bit because we did have the Christmas event there. And then finally, we did happen to have here the New Year's, where we had Scarbs here. So we had Scarbs there, and only that, the rerun of Modernia as well happened during this time. And unfortunately, it dropped down, and during this time, we had the ReZero collab as well. I mean, it actually did pretty good, I mean, in terms of that, which we'll get a little bit more into that too. But yeah, I mean, I think people wanted something else different, since a lot of people do not like 3-0, but I think it did pretty well. And all that, it happened to go a little bit more there until we had pretty much the 1.5 year anniversary there, where pretty much we had Crown and Kilo. So we had the free Kilo and Crown right there during that time. She was another powerful unit even now. It dropped down a little bit, and that's where we had like Bunny Alice and Bunny Soda. It went up a little bit thanks to the summer event with Summer Rosanna and Summer Sakura. And unfortunately it dipped down just a little bit, and right now currently we're going through the Ava collab right now in August. And now let me just go and show you all the data now. And here it is. Yeah, and here is all the data that pretty much happened throughout the entire of the lifetime there. And pretty much this is a better overview of what banners were actually there, the timer, the mission pass. I need to expand this again. I need to expand this to show the other passes as well, since there are some specialty passes during these times and I don't have them listed there. So I'm gonna have to expand this more. If you look a bit to the right, you actually notice the last 6 months of the data here. Yeah, looking at it at 6 months in this vacuum, it's not that bad. I know, like, obviously decreases are always bad, but honestly, there's some games, especially if we looked at the whole list we just looked at, yeah, some of them wish they could have like these tens of millions, but yeah, it is a slight concern, I will admit. And also as well, if you look a little bit more on the right hand side, these are the events that actually happened during this time. We have the juvenile days, that was for Ein there. We had colorless for Zwei, and right now we have the Evangelion collab going right now with the You Cannot Evade event going on. Let me just go a little bit more down here to show you, you know, pretty much this little green marker basically supposed to represent what is going on that graph. And obviously next month we actually have Asuka, Ray, since obviously they go from August to September. Also Mari as well. Unfortunately, I didn't have the icon for Mari. And all of that as well. We have going in September too. We also have Leona. So yeah, Leona's very, very skin tight. You know, supposed to be very similar to, I think, Tove and the plug suits there. I think more Tove than the plug suits. Either way, I think it looks absolutely fantastic. But yeah, just again, let me just go and mention all the other stuff here. For pretty much how I mentioned earlier here in February, this is where we had the Chainsaw Man collab here. We also did happen to have the PC version, PC client come out as well. And also, I guess I'll talk about the collabs here to see how the other collabs did. See, because pretty much for the Evangelion here, I mean, we do have half right here for the 16 million for August, and I guess we're gonna have a little bit more September. So technically, we should be adding those two. But if we actually look at the ReZero here, so we go to the ReZero collab right here in March and April, since pretty much it did happen to roll around. If we actually do combine these both, we're looking at 35 million there. I know you can't 100% combine them both, but I'm just gonna do it here for simplicity. So they actually did pretty good there. If we actually look at the Nier collab here, see they did 32 million all by its. I mean, I think Marciana had some help to it too. And all that, the Brit outfit looked very, very good as well, but I think a majority of it was 2B and A2, and they did 32 million there. And if we actually look at the Chainsaw Man collab right over here, you know, even if we want to combine these two here, yeah, they technically did the most here. They would technically be at 52 million there if we would actually combine them both. Yeah, since I know that Soda and Cocoa unfortunately weren't the best units. I know Cocoa was very niche, and unfortunately a lot of her nicheness has went away. Being Biscuit's a very good unit, and Sakura helps out with the train if you're still having trouble with the train for special interception there. So you actually want to combine the numbers. Technically, it would actually be Chainsaw Man was the best financially. But of course, you know, we can't really divvy it up because only Shift Up is the one that actually has all the sales data in terms of the banner. And they haven't released that data at all. All right, and that is about it for the video. Yeah, so right now we still have Mari coming up next month. I mean, this month in just a little bit. Yeah, she's gonna be released in just a couple days. So that should bring up the sales quite a bit. I mean, just a little bit for the months of September. If not, also you have to remember that FOMO will be kicking in as well, since a lot of people, you know, are sometimes waiting till all the units are out to see how they are. And only that, we actually did get quite a number of pulls for this event. Not only that as well too, we also have the 2-year anniversary coming up very, very soon, not long after the collab is over. Not long after that, we also do have the Christmas event in December, and then we also have the New Year's happening too, which should be another Pilgrim. I'm assuming they're going to be rerunning Scarbs and also Modernia there. So far the pattern is going that way, but of course, you know, Shift Up could do whatever. I mean, they did it whatever for this event, since we had 3 SSRs for this collab compared to the other collabs where we only had 2 SSRs for those. So yeah, that's pretty much it. You know, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. You know, hopefully you got some information about that. If not, it's okay. But other than that, you know, if you did like it, please give me a like and a sub. I would really appreciate it. All right, I'm Scrublord, and I'll see you in the next video.